Welcome everyone to another episode of Beyond Tea. My name is Mafalda.
And my name's Brad. We're from an online tea company in Australia called Casa de Shah.
Today we're going to talk to you about the different types of tea and how to brew the perfect cup Western style.
Yes, and before we do, we just want to talk to you about what exactly is tea and the difference between a tea and a tisane.
A lot of people ask this question. It's quite common to not know the difference. The difference is, to be considered tea at all, it needs to come from the tea plant Camellia sinensis. And although Camellia sinensis has quite a lot of different varieties, it needs to come from that family to be considered tea. It is different processes and oxidation levels that the tea leaves are subjected to that will define the different types of tea and therefore the different steeping times and the different temperatures.
That's right.
Yes, herbal teas, however, are made normally out of botanicals or out of fruits and therefore are not considered tea at all.
Yeah. Now, you might think to brew loose leaf tea you need a lot of different tools and it's really tricky, but in actual fact it's pretty damn easy. All you need is this guy right here. This is a stainless steel laser cut basket infuser. These have been designed specifically to allow the leaves to have the water flowing through them while they're brewing, and so the leaves can expand while the tea is brewing. It always creates the best flavour, and the best thing about these tools are that they are actually universal. You can use them in a mug or a teapot, and so actually your mug becomes a teapot when you stick one of these inside them, and yeah.
Very
Perfect
easy
tool.
to use.
This is all you need.
And it's very mess free as well. Now in here we have the four most popular types of tea. We have black teas, oolongs, green teas and white teas. As I said before, it is the different processes that the tea leaves go through that will define each individual tea and oxidations that they're subjected to. And will define the temperatures and the steeping times. So we start with the black tea. Black teas are heavily oxidized, so they can withstand boiling water. We normally recommend between 95 and 100 degree water, and you can brew them between 2 and 5 minutes. You can always play around with the temperatures and with the steeping times to please your palate. I normally sit between the 2 minutes and a half at 100 degrees with the black teas, but you should play around. Then we have a oolong tea. Oolong teas, depending on the oxidation process that they go through, they can be closer to black teas or closer to green teas. They, however, are brewed at the same temperature and for the same amount of time. We normally say between 85 and 95 degrees, between 3 minutes and 5 minutes. Then we have green teas. It is really important to brew green teas at a lower temperature, because if you don't, you will get that astringency, that bitterness, that dry mouth feeling that a lot of people associate with green tea. Green tea is not supposed to taste like this. It's just because it's been brewed as if it was a black tea. So if you pay attention to the temperature and to the amount of time that you leave the leaves in there, you will always get this sweet, sometimes grassy or vegetable or fruity.
Completely different experience.
It's a completely different tea. And the good thing about this is that you're going to rediscover teas that you already have at home and teas that you've never been exposed to if you brew them correctly. It's a complexity of flavors, and it's just a completely new world that opens up. So with the green teas, you should brew them between 75 and 80 degrees, between 1 and 3 minutes. Then we have the white teas. White teas are the least processed of all the teas. They are the least oxidized, and they have the highest amount of antioxidants. They are quite delicate in taste, so you should leave them in the water for a little bit longer, between 3 minutes and 5 minutes, at the same temperature of a green tea, between 75 and 80 degrees.
Yeah, so shall we have some tea then?
Yes!
What are you going to go for?
I am going for the Japanese sencha.
Great, because I'm going to have the oolong.
Yeah, it's your favorite. Alright, we'll see you soon. Another thing that you should know is the right amount of tea to use when you're brewing yourself a cup or a teapot. If you're brewing a teapot, you need to know how many cups that teapot makes and add a heaped teaspoon per cup. When you're making a mug, however, you need to take in consideration that normally they have a higher water content, so 2 teaspoons per cup.
Yes, and if you are brewing loose leaf tea, make sure you re-steep your leaves. Good quality loose leaf tea usually can be re-steeped at least 3 times, so get your money's worth.
You also can use the leaves they are discarded as compost, so your plants will love you as well.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to know more about tea, we have a blog on our website at www.casadechart.com.au. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Definitely. If you like this video, stay tuned. There will be more your way where we take you beyond tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.